more of your pals on the next 2 screens. I've never had so many people on a call, so that's pretty sweet. You just keep scrolling and see who's signed on. So thanks, guys. Okay. Okay. That is my computer telling me that it is time to start this call. So I appreciate, like we said, everybody taking the time to join us this evening. Uh, Personally, I want to thank you for your flexibility and your support in these uncharted waters that we're trying to navigate. Someone told me, someone that I work with at the bank told me, you know, we're not all in the same boat, and that's true, but we're definitely all in the same storm, and we all have to navigate differently. And so that's what I found in my work life. That's what I found at GPT these days. That's what I found our competitors are doing too. Everyone's got a different boat situation, but we're gonna figure it out, because we have the best volunteers in town to help do that. So while I have you all your rapt attention, just some ground rules for those who just popped in here recently. Sorry, I've said this 12 times. All the lines are muted, and we're just going to keep them that way. A forum with 52 online for now, 52 participants in an online forum is really not conducive to having everybody say hi and how are we doing and all those things. So we've got a few parties that are going to unmute when we give a few reports, but for the most part, we just like to keep this kind of locked down. I apologize for the unfriendly manner of that, but that's just how this format works best. I do, however, want to say, if you have any questions, concerns, you just want to say hello or send some good wishes, they're always appreciated. But we want to take emails from anybody, phone calls, of course, too, but at president@gpt.org and executive director@gpt.org. Linda and I vow to respond to everybody who's got a question about how we're proceeding and what's to come next and how we're kind of trying to sail a ship. So feel free, email, call, anytime. We do want to keep this meeting short. We're going to be done by 7 o'clock at the outside, so you can get on with your evenings. So we'll keep this very, very brief. The plan is, I'll give you a brief update on my end. I'm sure you have guessed, you obviously have seen that we don't have the remainder of the season, we know that, but I'm sure you've also guessed that our traditional Clarence Award dinner dance has most certainly been canceled as well, obviously. The important part of that is that we still want to take the time to honor the hard work and talents of our cast and crews that went on stage and put on 3 wonderful productions this year. And so with that in mind, we are going to be voting for Clarence in our standard program. We were lucky enough, we decided to go online with this last year, and we're going to continue this year. It worked out great. We had good response time, and people felt like it was easy to use. So we're going to continue. We will be voting for Clarence, and we're going to honor those winners sometime in the future. Obviously, we don't have a good time frame about what that means, but we thought before we all forget what we did this season, we want to take the time and acknowledge everybody's hard work, and we will figure out a good forum for that in the future. We also are going to be taking nominations for the Hubbard Worker of the Year, in my opinion, the most important award we give out. So if you would keep an eye on your email over the next week or so, we want to get that out to you soon. So keep an eye out. We'll put out some kind of announcement just to warn you that it's there. But I just wanted to make sure we cover that, because without the work of our volunteers and our amazing artists and technicians and actors and everybody involved, we are nothing. So we want to make sure that we honor that. Just a brief, very brief agenda today. I'm done here in a second. We're going to turn it over to Linda, where she's going to give us an update about the measures that GPT is taking here in the time of COVID, and how this virus is affecting our operations for the foreseeable future. After that, we're going to pass it over to Nick Maranello, who's going to tell you about an opportunity to get involved. And you'll see a little sneak peek of that opportunity. And we're hopeful that you will enjoy and participate and all that good stuff. So I am going to find Linda's line and turn it over to her.
I'm unmuted, so everyone can
hard.
Hi, everyone. I know this isn't the normal membership meeting, but right now we are dealing with anything but normal. In this unprecedented time, we wanted to give you an update on Grosse Pointe Theater's situation. As you already know, we canceled the rest of the season, moving Little Shop of Horrors, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and Talk Radio tentatively to next season. We also postponed the 10-minute play festival until late September and have canceled Frozen Junior and the Youth on Stage Summer Camp. Our scholarship auditions have been rescheduled until July 12th. This year, they will be for seniors only. Joseph auditions are currently slated for June 19th, 20th, and 21st. Right now, we have 6 shows scheduled for main stage next season, plus Talk Radio as the Verdun Studio Theater production. These show cancellations halted the GPT revenue stream for the rest of the fiscal year. Plus, we have had to refund hundreds of season ticket packages and single ticket purchases. Some of our patrons have been kind enough to donate those refunds back to GPT, and we are truly grateful for their support. These same patrons are looking forward to seeing us again in the fall, but as the stay-at-home order remains in effect, we are increasingly uncertain of what next season will hold. I have created an emergency preparedness COVID-19 task force, which is looking into what our new normal will be. We will be investigating and evaluating numerous options, which will include different scenarios depending on when we are given the go-ahead to begin performances again. These conversations include questions such as, when will we be able to have an audience for our shows? Can we even have shows this fall? What will be capacity requirements for social distancing? How do we determine seating patrons with social distancing in mind? Masks for patrons and ushers, hand sanitizing units, regular disinfecting of seats, touch points, and so on. What will be the requirements for backstage, disinfecting, and social distancing? What about social distance for orchestra members? I could go on, but these are just some of the items this task force will consider as we create an action plan moving forward. Some of our bigger questions will also involve the budget team as we continue assessing our budget situation for this year, this fiscal year end, and begin budgeting for fiscal 2021. The budget team will need to look at show expenses in comparison to a potential reduced revenue stream due to coronavirus effects. These include capacity restrictions or potential loss of patrons who are just nervous to return to the theater. We will need a lot of clarity from the state of Michigan on these items to make informed decisions. If the costs of doing a production are greater than the revenue it will generate, we might have to make some difficult decisions on canceling shows or finding alternative options for showcasing our talents. But we are not there yet. We are hoping for a resolution to this pandemic and a return to the stage as soon as it is safe for our members and patrons to do so. I just wanted you to understand that we are working diligently to create plans to not only keep everyone safe, but also to safeguard the future of Grosse Pointe Theater. In the meantime, as Dan mentioned, if you have any suggestions regarding these issues, I welcome your comments. please email me at executivedirector@gpt.org. For now, just know the Board of Directors, the COVID-19 Task Force, our administrative staff, and our budget team truly working around the clock to deal with this pandemic. We want all of you to stay safe and look forward to being able to be together again. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Linda. Appreciate it. You guys don't know how hard this woman works. It is, she was busy before. She's completely the busiest human there is now. And we are grateful, Linda, for all your help, all the guidance, all the organization. We're going to keep plugging away. Our next guest on the Feeling Like Danielle talk show is Nick Maranello, who is now on mute as well.
I think I can speak for everyone in this meeting that I would absolutely watch the Danielle Corrales show every day.
Nobody's watching.
Hello, everyone. This is very exciting to see so many people on this call. We weren't sure how many we were going to get, but my current tally is like 62 people, which is really amazing. And it says a lot about the caliber of our people and our community and all that we have to offer, and how much we want to know answers to questions. So I want to echo Danielle's comments on thank you to Linda for all of her work as executive director. And also thank you to Danielle. Many of you don't know this, I'm sure, but she's working tirelessly not only in her real world job, but also as the president of the board to make sure that all of these questions are being answered. And so to that end, the board had kind of tossed around the idea of reaching out to members and seeing if there was some capacity for us to help ourselves during this time. And all of the details of the numbers are less important, but it is important for us to realize that canceling 2 shows and, affecting our future performances potentially, and grant opportunities and all the things that we have definitely has an impact on the operating budget of Grosse Pointe Theater. We all like to think that we just show up and it all kind of happens, but there's so much that happens behind the scenes, and there is quite a bit of funding that goes into making all of this possible. And so I don't want to be too chicken little here. I don't want anyone to think that the doors are going to be closing at any minute at GPT. Linda and Danielle and the whole board, we're working very hard to make sure that we are successful this year, but we wanted to give an opportunity for the members to help out. And so we crafted this campaign, and we're calling it 20 Days for 2020. And so I have a brief video that I'm going to attempt to show you. I don't know if you saw this on time at 90, and if the professionals had those kinds of issues, I don't know what chance I stand. But I'm going to attempt to show you a video. It is live on our GPT YouTube page. So if for some reason this doesn't work, you can't see it, you are able to view the video there. I'll show the video and then I'll come back on the other end and talk a little bit more about what this means for us. So here we go.
Wait, Nick, I don't see it. I heard it, but I don't see it.
Better?
Better, yes.
Okay, here we go.
Fingers crossed.
In these times of great uncertainty, we search for meaning, we reach for comfort, seek family. We know that in order to be together, we must remain apart. Community theaters are not immune to the ravages of this social isolation. Empty seats and unsold tickets mean we are at a standstill. gather again. We will laugh again. We will bring joy again. Until we stand on the stage again, we remember who we are. We remember the laughs and the tears, the makeup and the audiences. We look fondly on the friends we've made over the last 73 years, and our determination to return is renewed. We know that while these trials test our resolve, they will only last for now. We're asking for your help. Today, we are beginning a 20-day fundraising campaign for Grosse Pointe Theater. Between now and May 31st, we are asking members, friends, family, and the community to help GPT through these unprecedented times. We know that times are hard for everyone, but if GPT has been a part of your life for 7 years, to make sure the curtain will go up for 73 more. Any amount can help. All donations are appreciated. Every dollar goes to ensure that our legacy of great theater will continue. This is only intermission. Until we're together again, until we're back on the stage, until we return home.
Okay, that is the kickoff video for our 20 days in 2020. If you go to gpt.org right now, you will see a logo. You'll see that logo that you saw at the end of the video, and it will take you right into a donation page where we, members, our families, our friends, our neighbors, our enemies, anyone we know who wants to make sure that GPT succeeds and continues through these hard times can make a donation. You can make a donation online with a credit card, or you can write a check. If you write a check, make it out to Grosse Pointe Theater. And in the memo line, this is for you, Suzanne, in the memo line, put member fund drive. That just helps her to keep track of things. But send in those donations. There is no donation that is too small. There is no donation that is too big. Please be as generous as you can be to help us out. This is going to go through the end of the month. So March 31st will be the end of the fund drive. The end, 11:59 p.m. on the 31st will be the end. And we'll have updates going forward every couple days. We'll have some stuff that to remind people. A couple logistical things. Since you are the people who are here, the people who came to the membership meeting to hear this, you are our front lines in getting this message out. You can put this video on your Facebook, make it public so that it can be shared. I'm going to put it on GPT Social, but it cannot be shared through GPT Social. That only stays within the group. So if you put it on your page and I put it on my page and then we share it out, I mean, we think about the thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people potentially that we could reach, and we're not limiting who gets to donate. Cindy's question, do we have a dollar amount we have to reach for the donations? We're not setting a goal for this campaign. We want to just keep it open so that we can be as generous as we possibly can. So Cindy, just keep adding those zeros on the end of your check. That's totally cool. Danielle will not say, Linda will not say no to that. So again, we'll have updates going forward. We'll have some countdowns. We'll try to get some shout outs to people who donated, perhaps a tally as we go to see just how much we've reached. But if you know people in your life who have been affected by GPT for the better, as I have and everyone on this call has, please consider donating and share this as far as we possibly can. So thank you all. If you have any questions, send them to Danielle.
Great.
Okay.
Am I on mute? Am I unmuted? I am.
You're unmuted.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I want to first, I want to thank Nick for spearheading this challenge. In the last week and a half or so, he has crafted that the entire campaign, and he's pieced together this beautiful video that, for fair warning, we could never have tested the effects of Zoom with 66 participants. So certainly that is affecting our technology capabilities. I promise you, once you fire this up on your own phones and laptops at home, it's beautifully done, wonderfully done. I mean, you'll tear up, I promise. And that's the point. You tear up, and then they'll tear up, and then everybody will write a check. It's all good. I do want to tell you, we had a little offline chatter briefly. I just want to let you know, in terms of kind of an update, everybody, I believe all members are getting an e-blast this evening at 7 o'clock when we hang up here. You'll have an e-blast with the member campaign along with the video link to YouTube. So feel free, email it out, Facebook it, share it in your social media feeds, just like Nick said, and we ought to get a lot of coverage that way. It's a really exceptional video. I do briefly just want to let you know that the board of directors is meeting bi-weekly these days. Our life we're trying to be as flexible as we possibly can be. And so every 2 weeks, there's probably a new challenge. So we can't wait monthly like we usually do. So every 2 weeks we gather and try to keep on topic of what's happening in the world with our business and with the state. Wanted you to know that. I also wanted to let you know that Linda has applied for 2 separate grants with regard to COVID funding relief, if you will, from different funding sources. And she's a grant writing machine, and we're always on the lookout for anything else, any other recommendations in terms of something you stumble on that we might be able to participate and partake in. You should also know that Grosse Pointe Theater was the recipient of the PPP loan. And so that was good too, since the funds was, a little tricky, as you all know. With that in mind, I'm just reading some of the chat function. I think, if I could just hold 1 second. I'm not sure we're prepared to answer Laura's question at the moment about the new facility. Cindy, might some of our costume people want to make masks and we can sell them in the community? Cindy, we would be willing to make masks and not sell them. You know what I'm saying? We attempted very early in this situation to get engaged on the mask making bandwagon, with few recipients showing interest with regard to local businesses, certainly not hospitals. And we attempted some essential businesses and they didn't seem to be interested either. So on an individual basis, we do have members that have crafted masks and donated to very specific sources. On a larger scale, it's very, very hard to manage. So thank you to Marie DeLong for her sewing skills, and many others. I'm certain Elaine is out there as well. Elaine says, I am still in the workforce. Love this chat function. So I'm gonna leave it at that. If we have some news that is worth arranging to do this call again, it's easy to do. We'll happily do it. For now, that is the extent of the update from Grosse Pointe Theater. So I want to thank you all for your time. We all want whatever the heck Kathleen is cooking in that picture. And feel free to drop cupcakes, muffins off, or leave them on the porch, Kathleen. We'll be by later. With that in mind, thank you to everybody again for your time, and reach out as always, email, phone, whatever. We're here and working and appreciative of all your support and love. And we'll see you soon, guys. Check out the link in the e-blast. Talk to you. Bye-bye.